This is the Ordro M5, a 3-axis stabilized pocket camera similar to the DJI Pocket 3. The big difference is it shoots 5K, it has infrared, and it's less than a third of the price. Now this is the device, and right off the bat you can tell that the screen is a ton larger than DJI. I actually kind of like it. It's nice and chunky in the hands, but let's do the hardware of the thing and then look through the menus, and I especially want to show that infrared. It's actually sick. I really like it. So we've got the screen, which goes horizontal or vertical. We've got the 3-axis gimbal and camera. On the side here, we've got the infrared and an auto exposure lock button, as well as right here is where we can plug in the power and the microphone. On the bottom, you've got a camera stand jack. And then over here on this side, you're looking at the zoom and a center click. Record, power, those are some menu buttons as well. And then in here, you've got your HD out and your card. Now that's a lot of stuff packed into a tiny body. I should also mention that when you flip it out, you've got some physical hard buttons here that control the gimbal. Let's take an exciting journey through the menu options. I'm going to hold the power button down to turn it on, then it's on and the gimbal centers. Now, one thing I do really like about it that was helpful on our trip is that if you double tap that center button, camera flips right around and you get kind of a selfie view. So now my product camera can pick up the lovely view of itself. Let's flip it around again, double tap. Ah, look at that. As for the stabilizing portion, it's actually really good. Now, in terms of indoor quality, this is obviously very different than something like this. But keep in mind, what we're looking at over here is thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And what we're looking at here is $250. And that's wild, especially with the fact that it has infrared, can be used as a webcam. Like, it's really versatile. Okay, we're looking at some flowers and we've got a bunch of different menu options, so let's look through these. If we hit the power button on the side, we're going to get a few different options, like the timer, or maybe a burst view, or time lapse, and these options are all for both photo and video. So I can get slow motion video, loop recording, which is really cool, so when the end of the card is out of memory, it's just going to start recording over itself. This is great for like a security camera, or time-lapse video as well, and regular modes. Now if I tap the power button again, we're going to look at all of the shots we've taken with the camera. So we could see through some vacation photos that my wife and I took and videos. There is video playback as well. Now the actual menu here, we're going to tap on the screen and these two options will come up to watch the videos that we've taken. That's just a quicker way to get there, or our settings. Now there's a ton different menus for each mode that we're in. So what I'm going to do actually is take us to the regular video mode. And then let's take a look at the menu. You can turn Wi-Fi on and off for photo sharing. There are different effects that you can put on, like black and white, or even a negative one if you want your video to look super trippy. You can adjust for light frequency, which is very cool. If you're getting too much flicker in your video, you can fix that with the click of a button. We can also adjust what sounds it makes when it starts recording, boots up, shuts down, and the microphone volume that it's recording at. So a lot of features here for power, screensavers, controls. What's most important probably is down here. We have the mode that the gimbal is doing and the speed, and then face tracking. That's what people are probably most interested in. So you can choose if the gimbal is following everything, not following at all, or which things are following and what's locked. Finally, we have the face tracking mode, so let's turn that on and see how it does. I've got it focused on me. I'm in a pretty dark room with some light, so let's see how this does if I come over this way. Look at that. Same thing the other direction. Now the big question is, what if I stand? Loses me entirely. What if I stand slower? It's a good leg workout. There we go. So it's not going to be perfect, but it does do a really good job. And for something like live meetings, because you can plug it in with a USB and use it as a webcam, that could be perfect. Now let's talk about video quality. If we go into the menu here, and above the system settings, we have the video settings. We have all our resolution, exposures, if we want timestamps, any pre-records, metering modes, white balance. There's all sorts of stuff here. Wide dynamic range on and off. The white balance for lots of different settings. And then this kind of correction for like a fish balanced view. You could see that change in the background, how it warps. So it can correct that as well. Now, most importantly here, of course, at the top is your resolution. We can drop anywhere from 720, which can do 120 frames per second, up to 1080, also 120 frames, 2.7 up to 60 frames, 4K up to 60 frames, or go all the way up, 5K at 30 frames. And that is kind of ridiculous. Now, same exact thing here. I want to look at the menu settings specifically for the camera. Remember, this shoots 48 megapixel shots, and the menus always change when you change modes. So same thing here. We're going to hit this button. We get resolution from 48 all the way down to 2, although I can't imagine when you would ever use that. You can adjust the ratio here, which 69 is always really nice, and your ISO from auto all the way up to 3200 and as low as 100. Exposure comp, quality, of course, you'd want it to be high. If you're using low quality, comment below. I will yell at you. I don't know. You can still put timestamps on photos, long exposure options, metering modes, white balance, same exact thing here. The dynamic mode here and the LCD warping or not. Let's test some of this out indoors with a photo and a video of these flowers. So here's what the photo looks like. Beautiful. And here's what a video would look like of the flowers. Hey, look, a video of the flowers. Now, the one thing I really want to mention is the battery life. It's ridiculous. My wife and I took it on vacation. For the week, I may have charged it once. Right now, as I'm using it, I haven't charged it in about 3 weeks, and you'll notice that the battery is full. Now, that doesn't mean I've been using it like a maniac for 3 weeks, but I have used it briefly on Saturdays, and in standby mode, the battery clearly does not die. Now, when it's plugged in, it really doesn't die. I used it for the AllDoCube tablet video to see how long the tablet lasted. I plugged it into the wall, set it for a time lapse, and it can just go. So long as it's plugged into a wall, it doesn't have an end. It gets a little warm. I wouldn't call it hot. I would just call it, it's been running for 10.5 hours, kind of warm. The only thing I don't love is when you go, I'm over here, when you go vertical, when you go vertical, it doesn't have a true vertical. The head doesn't change and shift. It just crops that horizontal. So the camera I'm looking at is still going the same exact way, but again, for the price, it really can't be beat. Okay, it's time for the craziest feature, and this is where this camera beats this camera. But to do it, I'm gonna have to turn out all of the lights. Light number 1, light number 2. I don't even want any house lights, no windows. It's dark, if you couldn't tell. It's really dark. What I'm going to do is come to the M5 and turn on the infrared mode. Look at that. I've used this in pitch black, and I mean like go into a closet, close the door, pitch black, and it works so well. It's the coolest thing in the world. Obviously, my eyes are freaky and scary at the moment, so you can create your own horror movie, but it's so handy, and especially with that loop recording feature, you've kind of got like a Ring doorbell thing going on here where you can just record forever while it's plugged in infrared mode overnight. Let me take this somewhere darker. Okay, We are now in a closet, as you can see, pitch black. Let's turn on the infrared. Ah, look at that. There are all of our jackets. In case you were ever wondering what kind of jackets we had, this is a really, really handy feature. I love it. Let's turn these lights back on. So, final thoughts here. Is this worth the price? Well, how much you agree with me will depend on what device you're watching on. And that's because the video is a little bit hazy, as you probably saw at the beginning, but the price is unbeatable. So the question is, are you watching on a giant 32-inch computer monitor? You'll probably think, it might not be worth it, but are you watching on a phone or tablet? Then you're probably thinking, wow, that thing's amazing for the price. And the truth is, it probably lands somewhere in the middle. The features, the settings, the stabilization, everything is incredible. The video quality is iffy. The photo quality is really good. I've taken some surprising shots with it. So if you're wanting something that just blogs well, I think that this is it, especially if you don't want to spend $750 or $800. This thing is sweet. And as a special little note, the people I've been interacting with in the company are so kind and attentive. Oh, one little thing I like that it does, when you turn it off, it kind of locks the gimbal so you can set it where it needs to be before it goes limp. That seems small, but it's really helpful. The people are like the kindest and friendliest people ever. I've been interacting with them. They're so generous, so responsive. Even when my wife and I were going on vacation to test this out, they sent an email the day we were leaving saying, "We hope your trip is great." And that kind of service you don't typically get even from, well, any company. So here's the final word, really this time. You've got $400 in your pocket. You're looking for a camera that's got a stabilizing gimbal. You don't know if you should save for the DJI. Honestly, this is great, and you're still gonna have some cash left over for an external mic. It's down in the description. I like it a lot.